Are we live? I said, are we live? Good. That's what I like to hear. We're live. Check one. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Yeah, we're live. Let's go. Sorry everybody for the wait. But we're here. Let's do this thing. Kick that mule. Let's get him off the screen. What in the world? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bryce Boudreaux Show. A late edition of the Bryce Boudreaux Show. I am Bryce Boudreaux, and this is my show. Like I said, it's a late night edition of the show. It's the first solo edition of the show that I've had in a couple weeks. Been on a bit of a hiatus as far as solo episodes. Well, I mean, we had the interview last week with Eric Scallon, which sadly he didn't even get the fight. He didn't even get a chance to fight. So, and I'll talk more about that here in a little bit. Hell yeah, we got a handful of people watching tonight. Let's go. We're already getting this thing started. If you're here, you're just tuning in, leave us leave me a like and a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Give you a shout out. Definitely appreciate you tuning in. Bit of a late night episode tonight. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. My God, we have lots to talk about. We have some serious stuff to talk about, as a wise man once said. I got a light back here, and it is bugging the hell out of me. Can I not move that around? Okay. I guess it's gonna stay there. I got this light like right behind me. I think it's the glow or the backlight coming off of the chair that I'm in. I don't know. Behind the scenes, this is the $8 million studio that I have here. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, anyways, lots of stuff to get to. A huge action-packed, busy weekend with a crazy road story this past weekend, working with Bayou Fighting Championship and Raging Fighting Championship. But the last time I did a solo episode was like 2 weeks ago. So we got lots to cover because not this past week, but the week before, I went to Texas, and it was a total surprise of a trip. Didn't expect to go to Texas. Didn't expect to spend the weekend in Texas. So here it goes. Let me get this microphone out of my face. This always happens every episode. So like I said, if you're tuning in, drop a like, drop a comment. Literally, comments are free. There's nobody telling you have to pay to leave a comment. So leave a comment, say what's up. Definitely appreciate it. Lets me know that you're watching, and it lets me know where you're watching from if you tell me where you're watching from, and I'll give you a shout out too. So anyway, so like last week went to Texas, and it was total spur of the moment. Not last week, the week before. I don't know if it's gonna let me. Yeah, there we go. Whatever. So yeah, so this was 2 weeks ago. It was a Thursday night, kind of like tonight, and I think I was going to do a solo episode, uh, but I don't know what the hell happened. But I get a text from somebody, and it's like, "Hey, um, are you available this weekend to announce?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can make myself available. I have nothing going on." And it was a promoter, and promoter was like, "Look, we have a boxing event happening in College Station, Texas. Would you like to be a part of it?" And at first, I was just kind of like, I don't know. What's the deal? And he's like, "Look, it's whatever." So we talk back and forth, and yada yada. I'm booked in College Station, Texas. Last minute booking like that. So yeah, so I spent Friday morning getting all my stuff together, and Saturday hit the road to College Station, Texas, a town that I told myself I would never go back to. after everything that happened there this past season. Whenever LSU played Texas A&M, and the whole fallout after that was just terrible. The wonderful police department at A&M loves their streets and make sure that nobody jaywalks. That's a story for another day. But yeah, so I told myself I would never go back. And hey, whenever a booking calls, I guess you got to go back to College Station. So I went back to College Station. It was Aggie fight night. It was a fun night to be alive. But Jacob Pellingren's here. Yeah, it was a fun night to be alive. Aggie fight night. I think I have some pictures somewhere. Come on, man. I thought I had something. Never mind. Oh yeah, check it out. That was a good look at it right there. Aggie Fight Night. That's what it looked like. Aggie Fight Night live from Shiner Park, a historic honky tonk, historic building. I mean, you want to talk about legends. One that comes to mind, Cross Canadian Ragweed played there. Like, they put themselves on the map in that building. They came out with a DVD, and the whole DVD was filmed in that building. The building is old too, so it's really historic. Texas A&M building, the hospitality. You know, if you're not an opposing SEC person, then I guess you're cool in Aggie land. And when you're not wearing purple and gold, they like you. So um, yeah, they were the Aggie faithful were great. It was a lot of college kids boxing for a good cause, fraternity versus fraternity. I did one of those at LSU a few weeks ago at Texas Club, so it was cool to do that. Of course, in Aggie land for Aggie Fight Night. This is the 11th one they've done. So they've been doing this thing strong for 11 years at Shiner Park. So it was really cool. Uh, so I got to meet promoter Drew Lindsay, who does a lot of work in the College Station area. So yeah, lots of fun. And it was spur of the moment. It was like, well, look, I'm going to College Station. So I mean, I'm only an hour and a half away from Austin. My beloved LSU Tigers are playing the Texas Longhorns in baseball right now in Austin. I have a great friend that lives in the Austin area. So let's make a little vacation out of this, shall we? So hit up my buddy. I said, hey, I got tickets LSU baseball. Let's go Tigers. And so that's what I did. That drive from College Station to Austin, I've never done it before, but it is just nothing but Aggie and Longhorn propaganda on the side of the road. It's just barns that just say gig 'em, and then barns that say hook 'em. So it's Hatfields and McCoys. It's orange versus maroon the entire time as you're on that highway, that stretch of highway that goes from College Station to Austin. So yeah, anyways, so I had it in Austin. Traffic was terrible, I remembered, and then finding a parking spot. I have to say, what's the baseball stadium called that Texas plays at? UFCEF Walker Dobie Dish Field. It's the worst name for a ballpark ever. And the ballpark is nice. I mean, parking horrible. The worst parking ever. I like parked in a cemetery. My car was parked over a gravestone. Like, I paid my respects after I got in my car. I'm like, is this okay? And I'm like, I paid to park there. I'm like, okay. I mean, the parking in downtown Austin for a baseball game is horrible. And then keep in mind, they were also playing softball at like the same time, which is right across the street from the baseball stadium. Nightmare. So Austin has logistical problems now more than ever with everybody moving there. And you know, the ballpark, it's nice. Parking abysmal. So I mean, the way I look at it, is it the nicest stadium? The parking terrible. But is it the best smelling ballpark you ever been to? You better bet your sweet ass it is. It is freaking incredible how great it smells in that ballpark. It's just they're cooking barbecue constantly in the ballpark. And it's like all these food trucks that are just like, yeah, we're just bored, so let's cook some barbecue at the baseball game. So it's kind of cool they have it set up down the left field line. They got a lot of concrete, right? And it's this concrete coming on the left field line above the grandstand, and it's all these food trucks that are just parked out there. You just whatever you want. corn on the cob or you want beef ribs, take your pick, or you want tacos. It's all there. So anyway, so good brother Jack came and met me, and we watched the Longhorns put a hurting on my beloved Tigers. And it was what it was. We got some people tuning in. Shout out, 7 viewers right now. Let's go. We got a good little crowd. Jacob Pellegrin. If you don't know, I'm in West Texas by now. I give up. Well, Jacob, I know you're in West Texas currently. Yeah, there was a video I saw just the other day of this guy. This dude was trying to like ask this guy a question. This guy cut him off. He's like, "You know where West Texas, Odessa is?" And the guy's like, no." He's like, "Over half of the world's oil comes from West Texas. Did you know that?" And the guy's like, I didn't know that." And the guy just starts going off about West Texas. And I'm like, somebody's watching too much Lawman or Landman, whatever that show's called. So anyway, Tony, Pretty Tony, dude. What's going on, Pretty Tony? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Shout out to everybody else that's watching. If you are watching, drop a comment, leave a like. Definitely appreciate it. Comments are free. It doesn't cost to leave a comment. A little sippy sip, and we're back to the action. So yeah, after the game, my buddy was like, my brother Jack was like, "Hey, how about we go to the rodeo?" And I'm like, "The rodeo?" He's like, "Yeah, there's a rodeo going on right now." And I'm like, "That's terrible timing. Everybody else's rodeo is going on." And I guess in Texas, that's how it is. In the springtime, it's like, "Oh, it's spring. Everybody's doing their rodeo at the same damn time." So yeah. Oh, what's up, J.R. Taylor? What's up, Bryce? It was awesome seeing you announce at RFC. Appreciate it. Or Junior Taylor. I don't know if it's J.R. or Junior, but I appreciate that, Taylor. Thank you, brother. Thanks so much. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, man. It was RFC was a blast. I'm going to be talking about that here in a second. So yeah, my buddy Jack, while I was in Austin, he's like, "Let's go to the rodeo." I'm like, "The rodeo, you know, there's a seat for you at the rodeo." So literally like 10 minutes away from the ballpark, there's a massive piece of property with the Coliseum in the middle of it and a fair, and it is a rodeo. Look at this. And yeah, we just walked around, didn't really get to see much rodeo action. We got to see that guy. He was on Go Big Show. You know, remember that the talent show that was on TBS? It was hosted by Burt Kreischer and like Cody Rhodes and Snoop Dogg are on it. We saw some guy that was on there. We thought he was a little kid, but it turned out to be a very older Hispanic gentleman, and his name was Tomas. And Tomas had this rope, and he was lassoing a rope, and he was just a professional lassoer. He's got this beautiful woman from France, and he's lassoing her. We're like, oh my god, Tomas has a woman that he's lassoing. Come to find out, it's actually his wife, and she's from France. And yeah, so anyways, it was kind of cool to see all that. Food was amazing at the rodeo. I got a turkey leg. I didn't even put up the picture of us at the ballpark. Check it out. That's us at the ballpark. Horns down. I don't care. Look, win or lose, horns down. Anyways, shout out. Everybody's in here. Jacob Pellegrin saw you at RFC1, but you were on a mission, so I didn't chase it. Man, dude, I was on a mission, and I'm going to talk all about that here in a little while. Some crazy stuff went down right before the show, and I'm about to address, because you were not the first one that has said I looked like I was on a mission. I've had a lot of people that said, "Hey, man, I was going to say what's up, but it looked like you were busy." I'm going to talk all about that here in a second. Clint Domain, Go Big Show was wild. Yes, it was. It was a crazy show. Well, this dude Tomas, you can look him up. Tomas, the man with the lasso, he was on there. Shout out Clint Domain, bro. It's been a minute, brother. That's insane. The first time I saw you announce was at Elevate Pro. I never announced at Elevate Pro. I was only on commentary at Elevate Pro, but that was the first booking I ever had. Well, not first, but it was like the first legit, booking I ever had. So, yeah, but that's insane. Wow. Yeah, I was on commentary at Elevate Pro at the Chalmette in the Goche Coliseum, Goche Gymnasium. They just did a wrestling show there. Apparently that territory is like revived. So, good to see. Anyway, so yeah, rodeo was fun. Austin rodeo. And every time I go to Austin, it's a running joke. Every time I go to Austin, they're in a drought all year long. But whenever I go to Austin, for some reason, it rains. And so it rained whenever I was up there. Got to hang out in Austin. I love the area. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. I love going up there. There's a reason why the whole country's moving to Austin. It's beautiful. I mean, it's 4 hours away from me, or 5 hours. So why not go check it out? So yeah, love Austin. It's a great place, and going to be back soon. I was hoping to actually work in Austin for a certain company, but that certain company, I guess, wanted to not have an announcer or something. So I don't know. Anyways, that's another topic for another day. So anyways, fast forward. So I came home like last week, and I got home like on a Wednesday, right? Or it was like late in the week. So I'm like, I have no time. I gotta get I gotta get in gear because I got a show. I got two shows this past weekend. I got BFC in New Orleans on Friday night, and then I've got Raging Fighting Championship in Lafayette or Youngsville on Saturday night, right? So, uh, sorry about that. Um, yeah, so I'm like, I gotta have a guest, so I hit up Eric Scallon. Eric Scallon was in the main event, and he was supposed to fight Jason Slayton, and like we did the interview. The interview was a hit. A lot of people tuned in, so it was really cool. And we were going to do that, hyping up RFC one. Sadly, right after we went off the air, Eric got the notification that Jason Slayton tested positive for the flu, or tested with flu-like symptoms or something. And here's a true story. Jason is actually a nurse here in the Lake Charles area in Southwest Louisiana. So he contracted flu-like symptoms. I don't want to speak for the man, but stuff happens, and this makes the most sense. Other than some goofball, saying, "Oh, my neck hurts. I don't feel like fighting," or "My anxiety." I think Jason Slayton has a valid reason, and they're going to run it back, and that'll be the main event at the next event that we do in June at the Cage Dome Convention Center. So we did the interview, whatever. Okay, so it's time Friday to go to New Orleans and get ready and set for BFC. It was BFC at the Harley Davidson dealership, and a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, that's crazy! How do you put a how do you put a MMA cage inside of a Harley Davidson dealership?" And I mean, like, well, it's very simple. I just realized there's a bunch of pictures that were supposed to be added to this roll, and they never got added. Uh, well, it's very simple how you do it, and you just set up a cage inside of a dealership. It's there. It's very simple, and so that's what we did with Bayou Fighting Championship. So yearly, Bayou Fighting Championship does this event at the Harley Davidson dealership, NOLA Harley Davidson on Airline Highway, right there across the street from the Saints practice facility. So they put up a cage inside the dealership, and they take all the bikes out, and they basically make like a fight arena. And the event that we do at the Harley, it's all for charity. It all goes to martial arts for kids, and that's Joe Ancona, owner of Bayou Fighting Championship. That's his foundation. Basically, all the proceeds from it that pays for scholarships for kids that want to join martial arts. They want to take martial arts or boxing or karate, but they don't have the funding for it. They don't have enough money to pay for their schooling. Well, martial arts for kids takes care of that. It's better to put a kid in martial arts than it is to let him go on the streets in New Orleans and whatever. Who knows what they do with their lives, but it's kind of like a peace of mind. Like, you want to do martial arts, you can't afford it, we've got you covered. So it's a really cool thing. MAK, martial arts for kids, martial arts and combat sports for kids. So all the proceeds go to that, and on top of that, that event that we do at the Harley Davidson dealership is kind of like a contender series event, and we take all of these amateur fighters. A lot of them, it's their debut, and then we have a great main event, which is normally an amateur main event. It was for an amateur welterweight championship. But it was an all amateur card, a lot of debuts, and it was a lot of fun. Sold out. I mean, we did the numbers, and it was the largest event that we've ever done at the Harley Davidson dealership. I mean, we smashed the records. And so it was really cool. Crazy Johnny's did the catering. I have to say, one of the best hamburgers I've ever had in my life, or hamburger patty. I'm staying away from the buns and the lettuce and tomato, just a meat carnivore. Um, uh, Great hamburger over there, Crazy Johnny's. Yeah. Anyways, so that was a lot of fun. Let me see. I think I have a couple from there. Yeah, check it out. There's me at the Harley. See the Harley logo in the background? There it is. There it is. There's another one. It's me in why am I drawing a blank? Main event. Oh my god. Is that Merrick Nicholas? Yeah, Merrick Nicholas. I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. Here's another one right there. Me announcing Noah Mobley. That was the main event right there. Myron Godet in there too. Yeah, Harley Davidson. Inside of Harley Davidson. It's pretty cool. So yeah, so it was a fun event. And it was a small event. So I crashed it at uh Uncle Joey's house, Joey Kona's crib, which a lot of UFC stars have been there, and it's kind of cool to go there. So the next morning we went to breakfast and whatever, and we came back, and it was time for me to leave. So I hit the road, 2 hours, Highway 90 to Lafayette, Youngsville, get all the way to Youngsville, get to the hotel, check into the hotel, get to my car, open up my trunk, no suitcase. Ah, I my heart like sunk into my feet. I'm like, and I'm like, what? And thankfully, I was only 2 hours away from New Orleans. But here's the problem: I'm 2 hours away, but it's 3 o'clock. Show starts at 7, and if I go all the way to New Orleans and I come back, I won't be getting back to the venue until after 7. I'm like, this is not going to make any sense. I can't do this. So then that's whenever I called for reinforcements, and I'm like, Joe. I called Joe and I was like, I think I left my suitcase at your house. And he's like, it's okay. Just start heading this way. And I floored it from Youngsville or Broussard to New Orleans. We met about halfway, but kept calling each other. He was like, what mile mark are you at? And we met up at this town called Gibson. Bam. Right on the side of the road. Suitcase handoff, haul ass. And went back to Broussard. I didn't even have a chance to go to the hotel. I was like, yeah, I got 30 minutes till the doors open. I got to get to the venue. Soon as I get to the venue, boom, starts pouring down raining. And you can't even see your hand in front of your face. It's raining so hard. So it was raining so hard. So I'm like, screw this. I'm not getting soaked. I'm going to put on my suit in my car. And I was just in panic. I'm just going fast. I'm putting on my suit. I'm, literally everything I do within like 30 minutes, crunch that down into 5 minutes. And so that was a sight to see. Just me going crazy inside of a back of a vehicle and putting on my suit. But I had enough space, it's very, very, very spacious in my vehicle. So I got everything on, hair done, look good, smell good, feel good. Woo! Dancing all night long, just like Ric Flair says. And as soon as I'm about to get out of the car, here comes the rain again. And I'm like, I'm not getting soaked. So I took off my jacket and I just put it in a garment protector, and I just put it over my head and just walked in. I was soaking wet. I was soaking wet, and everybody was like, "Bryce, you look better wet." And I was like, "Thank you." That's the weirdest comment I think I've ever had. So didn't have a whole lot of time to get people's information, and that's why I was rushing around like a madman Russian. A lot of people were like, Bryce, we tried to say what's up to you, but you're all business. And I was. I didn't have much time to get people's information, and it was crazy scrambling around. I didn't have much time at all. And I just felt really rushed. But you know what? We started the show with 0 flaws, and that's what you get whenever you have a professional doing your show. Most announcers would have an anxiety attack, like, I can't do this. So that's why I'm a freaking professional. And hey, it happens. Stuff happens. So yeah, fun stuff. Raging Fighting Championship. That's really not a great because it's zoomed out, but that was me at Raging. There you go. There's me. There's me at Raging Fighting Championship. Check it out. Pretty cool. Beautiful. Youngsville Sports Complex. Gearbox Productions did the production. The lights. Oh my God. Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely. Yep, Jacob. True story, dude. I got a comment. Rachel Hart. What's up, Rachel Hart? What's up? Saw you on Raging Cajun Fighting Champion. Raging Cajun Fighting. It's Raging Fighting Championship. It was great. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate it. Yeah, I had a great time. Like I was saying, I was feeling rushed before the show. Didn't have much time. Crazy road story. Left my luggage in New Orleans. It was insane. So I didn't have much time to get ready and do the show. And we were rushed. But you know what? We knocked that out of the park anyways. It was a success. Dustin Poirier was there. Yves Edwards was there. Carly Judice was there. Everybody, Tim Crater, Aaron Phillips, everybody with Raging. Look, and I'm going to say this, and this is, you want to talk about a shoot? This is a shoot. This is as real can get. Raging Fighting Championship has their thumb on their market, so much so that due to what has been built there in the past, they've carried that legacy on over and said, here is a name that connects directly with this area. We have the gyms. Literally, the owners of the promotion run two of the biggest gyms in the area, nearly the biggest gyms in the state. We have this. We have the two gyms. We have all these fighters that can fight against each other. We have name recognition. We have the celebs coming to our shows. Dustin Poirier was freaking cage side. Carly Judice was there. Yves Edwards was there. You know, we have all this celebrity involvement. All these famous fighters are here to see what the deal is. We sold out the building. I had to literally turn people away. The fire marshal said no more. And now they're doing a show in June at the Cajun Dome Convention Center, which is going to be even bigger than this one in Youngsville. They have such a good hold on a market on their first show. And I'm going to say this as respectfully as possible. And this is, like I said, this is a shoot. This is real as well can get. I've worked for promotions, and it's rare whenever I've ever worked for a promotion that I didn't like. I have a great relationship with all promoters, but I have worked with promotions that thought, hey, I'm a fan of fights. I think we can do this better. And they don't really have any connections to gyms. They just say, here we are. We have the money. And you look at the crowd, and not just working for them. I've seen it as a fan of promotions that have done this, where I think we have name value. We do have money. We don't have a relationship with this community. Let's see what happens. And you have this elaborate production, but you look at the crowd and there's nobody there. And you see what happened this past weekend. Total opposite. You had an incredible production, incredible local fighters. I mean, just about every fighter was from that area, and great production, amazing venue. And they're going to do it even bigger and better this summer in June, whenever they go to the Cajun Dome Convention Center. Mark my words. RFC will eventually be able to do a show inside of the Cajun Dome. I think they can cut the Cajun Dome in half and put that cage in the middle. General admission up there in the grandstands, tables, and VIP on the floor and cage side. It's entirely possible. Absolutely. They have that kind of a pull. Absolutely. And they have the connections to do it. So, Raging Fighting Championship knocked it out of the park. Hey, this is a pretty cool picture. This is a bit of a reunion right here. So, this is me in between our wonderful ring girls. That's Taylor on my left, and that is Jaden on my right. So Taylor and Jaden, it's kind of a reunion. We haven't worked together in like over a year. We all three of us worked at Bayou Fighting Championship together, and we were like the dream team. They were the best ring girls, and I was the best ring announcer. Kind of a reunion this past week, and so it was really cool to see them. And awesome friends and great people and absolute killers in their trades. Taylor, she's a realtor. Jaden is a model. She goes all over the country and does stuff for corporate events and all that good stuff. So big shout out. The Dream Team was reunited this past weekend at Rage and Fighting Championship. So yeah. Anyway, Sam, what's up, Sam? Good to see you, brother. Welcome, welcome. Jacob Pellegrin. Heard the fights in June will be off the chain. My number one can't go, but I've talked to some others that will be insane. Yes, it will be. Speaking of the Pellegrin last name, so like I said, the main event got scrapped. So we had a new main event, right? And it was going to be Jacob Pellegrin versus some guy from Denver. And I don't want to say his name, but apparently the story went that this dude showed up, got flown in, and basically said, "My neck hurts." And they were like, "Okay, cool. So you're still fighting?" He's like, "No." They're like, "We just flew you in." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm here." So they had to pay him because he showed up. So he just got his money, went back home. Con artist. I mean, I don't want to poo-poo all these other fighters, but I mean that's what it sounded like. So sadly, Jacob Pellegrin had to settle for a grappling bout, which he won. And that got downgraded to like the third to last fight of the night. So the new main event was Smiling Rylan Malalsaw. And I cannot remember this guy's name, but his nickname was the Gerber Baby from Topeka, Kansas. Good Lord, the Gerber Baby was insane. Looked like a coal miner or gold miner. He looked like he literally was sifting through gold in a river. He's like, "I got to fight. All right." And he was just this dude from Kansas. And man, him and Rylan, they went to the distance. I think he had Rylan's number, but you know what this dude said after the fight? He's like, "There is nobody that's given me this many issues like this guy." Rylan Malalsaw is a tough ass fighter, and he really is. Smiling Rylan is all but a smiling guy. You know, he is the real deal. And yeah, so he's tough as nails, and look forward to seeing his next fight. Rylan's got it. That was just an extremely good opponent, and it was a really good match for him. It really was. But brought him to the limit, brought him to them deep waters. Anyways, yeah, Rachel, how about LSU tonight? What is the score? I saw last they were beating Oklahoma. I don't. Did we win? I hope we won. That's last I saw we were beating Oklahoma. Yo, Alan. Yo, what's up, Alan? Yes, sir. Good to see you, brother. Glad you're here. Hope you and the family are doing great. I miss you, Alan. We still got to go to Jollibee and get that chicken, bro. One day. Yeah, Drake, not Jacob. Was I saying the wrong name, Jacob? I'm sorry, dude. I'm notorious for saying the wrong name. My bad, dude. Yeah, man. Oh, really? Shut out. Yo. Good. 2-0. Clint Domeezy. LSU wins 2-0. There's my dad. Hey, Dad. LSU wins 2-0. Well, there you have it, folks. That's awesome. It's good to hear. So yeah, RFC was great, and so was Bayou Fighting Championship. It was a great fight weekend. So I got a lot of stuff coming up here soon. So we'll talk more about that here in a little while. April Fool's was the other day. I'm sure you all saw that I had a bit of an interesting April Fool's gag, I guess you can call it. Let me see. Let me pull that April Fool's joke that a little tomfoolery I pulled here. What's another word for a joke? Well, yeah, I put on my Facebook April Fool's. Well, I didn't say April Fool's. I said as of April 1st, I am going to retire from being an announcer. Not retire, but I'm going to focus on being a bare knuckle fighter, and I will become the first ever bare knuckle fighter to announce myself. No ring announcer needed. And, you know, I thought it was funny. I mean, some people thought it was legit. Like, dude, you're stupid. Why are you doing that? And some people were like, yeah, it's about time you start fighting. And I'm like, it's April 1st. It's April Fool's Day. But I've come to realize that now I think playing the "I'm gonna change my career" card for April Fools is kind of overplayed because now everybody does it. I remember years ago I announced my retirement. And everybody was like, "Ah." They didn't like that. So, anyways, uh, I love all the April Fool's Day content, man. It's awesome. It's a day a lot of people look forward to. I do. I mean, I thought about that April Fool's Day joke. I really did. It's sad that AI couldn't make me a better AI couldn't do anything better than this. They're like, "This is the best we've got." I'm like, "Really? Really? Okay." AI. Um, you know. So, yeah, cool, Rachel. Awesome. Well, come on. Absolutely. It's going to be popping. You better get your tickets whenever they go on sale because it's going to sell out. I guarantee it. Yeah, so April Fool's Day passed. You know, and it is what it is with April Fool's Day. It's just a day to be a fooler. Fun stuff. What else is going on? Um, ooh, I got one for you. So I talking to good brother Daniel Martinez, Lieutenant Dan, as most of you know him. I got to say, I'm very happy for my boy Lieutenant Dan. He's a great friend, and way out there in Laredo, Texas. He actually just took a deal with AAA, as they call it, AAA, AAA, which is like the WWE of Mexico. They're going to be coming to Laredo and doing a small house show to kind of stake their flag in the ground and eventually start doing events in Laredo, Texas one day. So Dan's got that, and he's going to be managing over there and doing some stuff here, some stuff there. Dan Martinez, Lieutenant Dan, also working with NWA Texas as their announcer for the new NWA expansion territory as they returned into Texas. So lots of cool stuff there, and I'm very happy for my boy Dan Martinez, Lieutenant Dan. Anyways, I was talking to him, and he's got this emulator thing. You know what an emulator is? Where like you can like download all these video games to like a flash drive and play it on your TV with a little controller. So he has one, and I'm like, man, there was a game that I used to love playing. It was Mario Party 8 for the Nintendo Wii, and I had a friend that had it, and I remember I loved that game, but I couldn't play it because I didn't have it. I didn't own the game, right? I'm like, is that game on there? And he looks it up, and boom, he found it. And I'm watching him play the game, and I'm like, well, look at there. And I'm like, man, I still have a Wii somewhere. I bet I can find my Wii. And I'm like, nah, I'm not doing all that. I'm just gonna buy an emulator. And I'm like, nah, screw that. I'm gonna try to find my Nintendo Wii. And so that's what I did. Well, that's what I was going to do. Last night I had a dream, and I'm like, man, Mario Party 8. That was such a fun game. That was such a fun game. And I woke up and I'm like, man, I gotta buy the game. And I'm like, wait, no, I have the game. I own the game. I remember playing the game constantly in 2009. And sure enough, I looked in my closet and I found the game. It was in a box, and I'm like, look at there, Mario Party 8. Let's go. And then I went and I found the Nintendo Wii. It was up in the attic somewhere. Plugged it in, worked like a champ. The Wii started up, and guess what? I turned it on. No update required. It knew that today was April 5th, 2025. Had the date and time correct and everything. I'm like, this is wizard. This is sorcery. How do you know this? You've literally been asleep for like 15 years. I haven't played the Nintendo Wii since like 2010, you know? So, I mean, it's nuts. Um, so I plug her in, and I get everything started. I connect to the internet, and I'm looking for. I was actually curious. I'm like, I wonder if they still have the app or like the little thing on the Wii where you can order food. Does anybody remember that? If you remember what I'm talking about, leave a comment because I know I'm not going crazy here. Used to, you can order food from your Wii. You could order like pizza or whatever, or Chinese food or something or whatever. And it was like takeout options. Before you had DoorDash and Uber Eats and Blue Apron and all that. you had Nintendo Wii food, and you could literally like order a pizza, and people have done it. You can order a freaking pizza off your Nintendo Wii, and I was looking for it. Apparently, they discontinued that on the Wii. They stopped doing that in 2017. So, anyways, yeah. So lots of fun there. I looked all around and I couldn't find it. So it was time to start up Mario Party 8, and just like old times, the little fella with the top hat comes out and he's like, the Mario language, and I'm like, here we go, it's time to play, and I get ready to play, and then boom, it says this device cannot read your disc, and I'm like, what? The device can't read your disc, and I'm like, I shut it off, I turn it on again, same thing. This device cannot read your disc. Like I went and I cleaned it off, brought it back, same thing. I was just terrible. So I went ahead and I got a new copy of Mario Party 8. I'm like, I have to play this freaking game, dude. It's killing me now. So, anyways, that's my story about Mario Party 8. Shout out to everybody watching and shout out to everybody that tuned in. That's here. Definitely appreciate you. And thanks for tuning in tonight on a late night episode of the Bryce Boudreaux Show. It's 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, well, hey, I get it, man. I mean, I had the PS1. Does that count? I had Jeopardy on the PlayStation 1. Just homebrew the Wii, and you could put digital backups of the game. Oh, I'm gonna have to do that. Clint, that's why you're here. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. That's what I need to do. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Frogger. Frogger, baby. I like Frogger. Yeah, so anyways, here's a topic that's going viral in the ring announcer community. Apparently, so Blake Howard from WWE, he posted and he reminded the whole ring announcer world. Let me adjust. Blake Howard reminded the whole ring announcer world that at WrestleMania 23, during the match between Batista and The Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship, the ring announcer was Teddy Long. And I'm like, what? I don't remember this. And sure enough, I go on YouTube, I find the match, and it's Teddy Long. And he's like, this match is scheduled for one fall, and it's for the World Heavyweight Championship. And he announced Batista and The Undertaker. And I'm like, Theodore Rufus Long, WWE Hall of Famer, Teddy Long, as a ring announcer. Like, this is crazy, man. I remember he was the general manager, but why is he ring announcing? So I tuned into my favorite weekly wrestling podcast, Road Trip with Mac Davis and Teddy Long. And I asked them that question, and Teddy does not remember this even happening. I don't even, and it's crazy. Like, he didn't even remember him doing this. And I'm like, dude, Teddy, you did it. And so we're going to see what happens. Speaking of on the road or Road Trip with Mac and Teddy, check it out. Can you see that? Got my limited edition Road Trip with Mac and Teddy t-shirt. Big shout out to Mac and Teddy for sending me this. They hooked me up with this awesome t-shirt, and there it is. Look, there's holla holla, holla holla. See Teddy Long? See Teddy? And then there's Mac Davis over here. Kind of cool. Road Trip After Hours with Mac Davis and Teddy Long every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, or 7 p.m. East Coast time, because they're on the East Coast. They're in Georgia. Yeah, so does anybody remember that? All my wrestling fans in the house, do you remember WrestleMania 23? And this is the Mandela effect here. Teddy Long was the ring announcer for Batista versus The Undertaker. Go back on Peacock, or it's on YouTube, the full match, and find that because it's wild to see. So Anyways, yeah, fun stuff all around. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. It was a great episode of the Bryce Boudreaux Show. We're gonna get out of here in a few minutes. Before we go, let's see. Oh, yeah, man. Opening day was this past week. I found this picture. This is from last season with the Gumbo Gators. I was doing a post game interview with one of our players, and I think he had the game winning run. He basically won the game, right? I forget exactly how it happened. I don't remember, but he was the MVP of the game, and so I was doing the post game interview with him, and a couple of the Gators. That's Aaron Morgan I see right there holding the Gatorade or the ice, whatever, just dumps ice on him. That was a natural reaction right there. Yeah, hell yeah. Opening day, baby. Opening day was this past week. Astros or I think the whole world of the MLB is kind of shaken up right now with teams not being where they need to be. Tampa Bay is playing in some Florida town, and Oakland is playing and just drop something. Oakland is playing in like Buffalo, New York or something. So, um, anyways, so oh man, this is awesome. Don McGuire's here, Mr. Don McGuire. It's awesome to have you, sir. Finally caught part of the show. Yeah, hey Don, we do things a little late over here. I know you're in California, right? So it's I think you're in California. It's a little late. Well, it's early out there. I mean, it's like 11 in the morning out in California right now. It's 10:30 at night where I'm at here in the great Louisiana. Uh, Appreciate you tuning in, sir. Thank you so much. Definitely do appreciate you. Um, so yeah, baseball season. I was talking about the Gumbo Gators, and yeah, Lake Charles Gumbo Gators, Texas Collegiate League's own, going to be kicking things off this June. We opened the season this June, and I've been talking on and off all week. Missouri, my bad, man. Why did I think you were in California? I'm so sorry. Well, still, I mean, you're in Central Standard Time, so it's the same. My bad, Don. My bad. I thought you were in California. I guess because of all the stuff you posted, just thought you were in California. My bad. My bad. Um, yeah. So baseball season is coming. Collegiate Wood Bat League baseball, Texas Collegiate League baseball is coming this summer to Lake Charles, and the Gumbo Gators. My second season with the team as the on-field host. Got some important stuff coming out about that. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. I've been on and off the phone with marketing director Aaron Costet, his first season as the official marketing director of the team, and we've got some awesome stuff planned. We're looking at doing a well, I'm going to save it for later, but we've got some fun stuff planned. I'll just say that for this season for the entertainment side of everything. Anyways, originally from California. That's what I was thinking. My bad, Don. Yeah. Speaking of California, Don McGuire, the other day I was driving in from Texas and there was an In-N-Out burger in Houston. I stopped by In-N-Out and I haven't had In-N-Out like 15 or 20 years. And I had it and I was like, you know what? It's classic and it's going to be perfect every time. There's nothing special here. It is what it is. It's perfection, and it's going to be the way they tell you it's going to be. They even give you a little thing for your crumbs. So if you're eating and driving, you don't drop anything. So shout out California and shout out In-N-Out Burger. Any hoosies. Yeah, so looking forward to baseball season. It's going to be great. Before we go, got to give a big shout out to great friends of the show. A great friend of the show. My main man, Mr. Vinny Berry. I was drawing a blank. Vinny Berry, author of these great books, Lance by Chance, the story of Lance Von Erich, the forgotten Von Erich, Wrestleville Volume 1, Wrestleville Volume 2, and Black Bart, the story of Black Bart, your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. All on sale now at WrestleVille.com. You can own all four of these titles. Did you know I was in a book? Did you know that? That's right. Wrestleville Volume 2. There's a young, handsome Bryce Boudreaux wearing a suit in the bottom corner of the back cover of the book. I got a whole chapter dedicated to me in Russellville because Russellville is where wrestling lives. And as whenever I was announcing a lot of wrestling, and I was a big part of it, and Vinny put me in the book and just like how my career was going and whatever. And so it's pretty cool. Big shout out to good brother Vinny Berry. Always been a massive supporter of mine, and so I'm always going to be a massive supporter of his, and I definitely appreciate him. Good people. Before we go, here's where I will be here in the next coming weeks. Just announced. You're hearing it for the first time here, and I'm probably going to post it tomorrow. Literally, like next weekend, I'm headed back to Pascagoula, Mississippi, where the squirrel went berserk at the First Self-Righteous Church. If you know what I'm talking about, then shout out. Appreciate you. But yeah, I'm headed back to Pascagoula, Mississippi. Eminence Promotions. Eminence Promotions 18. Saturday, April 12th. First time working with Eminence, filling in for good brother Lance Chandler Green. Jimmy Mills, former UFC fighter, MMA legend down here in the South. He runs the show out there at Eminence. I've always wanted to work at Eminence, and now I'm getting that chance to do that. So shout out Eminence. And I'm going to be working with Eminence here next weekend. So I headed down to Pascagoula, where the squirrel went berserk at the First Self-Righteous Church in that little town of Pascagoula. You know the song. If you know that song, shout out. You're one of the real ones. Who was the guy that made that song? What was his name? Because he also had the Squirrel Went Berserk, and he had The Streak, where he's like, I can't believe it. He was running around the grocery store naked. That song. The Streak. I forget the guy's name. He made all kinds of funny songs, and the dude's a legend. But anyways, if you know who I'm talking about, leave a comment because I forget the guy's name. But yeah, back to Pascagoula. I haven't been to Pascagoula in a while, so I'm going to stop off at the Shed, legendary barbecue joint right outside of Pascagoula, and have some barbecue. Maybe go for their brisket. The last few times I went for their ribs, and I'm not a fan of Mississippi sweet. So I think I'm going to do their brisket this time. And, I'm on carnivore, so we're going to go all meat here. Anyways, and then let's see. After that, big fight weekend coming up at the end of April. April 25th. Another first time ever. Going to be working with my buddy Tommy Galdenzi, working at Combat Sports Grappling, Houston Open, downtown Houston. They're going to have 3-on-3 jiu-jitsu tournaments. This is going to be freaking insane, but I'm going to be a part of it. I will be the voice of this event happening in downtown Houston at Bad Astronaut Brewery. So jiu-jitsu going on at a brewery, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Downtown Houston is the place to be. My boy Tommy Galdenzi, promoter out there. Looking forward to be working with my boy Tommy Galdenzi. And then that same weekend, it's a big fight weekend in Houston. There's a bunch of jiu-jitsu going on. So I think all the jiu-jitsu celebrities are going to be out there. And to top off the weekend, big one, April 27th, Sunday afternoon, Elevate Submission Series. Making history for both me and Elevate Submission Series. This will be my first time ever on Flow Grappling, baby. Let's go. Let's freaking go, dude. I'm very excited about this. I really am. Flow Grappling is like the number one name in grappling pay-per-view, and looking forward to being a part of it, and looking forward to being on pay-per-view on Flow Grappling, man. This is going to be great, and just another little notch to the resume. So yeah, looking forward to that. First time ever on Flow Grappling with Elevate Submission Series happening on Sunday, April 27th. And as of right now, that is my month of April. So if you need an announcer, you know who to call. Call Michael Buffer because he charges $1 million to say, let's get ready to rumble. I can't say that. I'm going to get a cease and desist. Damn it. Anyways, call me if you want. Ray Stevens. My bad. I want to call him Don. Don Stevens. No, different guy. Ray Stevens. Yeah, man. Because he had the Pascagoula, he had the squirrel that went berserk. I like the streak. The streak is for the music videos. I mean, all the music videos are great. You know, he ain't nude, boogada, boogada. He ain't lewd, boogada, boogada. And he ain't wearing no clothes. Oh, yes, they call him the streak. Anyways. What's up, boy? Yo. Our boy Shoemate looked good tonight in the slam dunk contest. Sadly didn't make it all the way. But, you know, I think everybody in there, I don't think anybody was on their game at all, you know, at that slam dunk contest. So a lot of stuff happening with McNeese basketball, and I guess all for the good. You know, so we'll see what the hell happens. Good to see you. Jake Pellegrin. Don't look, Ethel. Yeah, man, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're a bigger fan than Ray Stevens than I am. So yeah, looking for. I keep saying Pascagoula. It's such a fun word to say, and I'm headed back to Pascagoula next week. Let me see. Throw that graphic back up there again. Boom, Pascagoula next week, and then April 25th, downtown Houston with CSG Grappling, and then April 27th in Houston, spring to be exact, making my debut on Flow Grappling, the #1 grappling pay-per-view provider in the world. So be a lot of fun. So I think that's all I got. We're about an hour. We're about 58 minutes. So we got about a minute left. And thanks everybody for tuning in. It's been another great one. Shout out everybody that tuned in. We put a dent in this one. That's for damn sure. Lots of fun, and we had a fun time. So if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and follow me everywhere. Where is all my follow stuff? There it is. Boom. You can't see it because of my face, but there's my Instagram and my YouTube and all that. So follow me everywhere if you haven't done it yet. Definitely do appreciate all of that. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Definitely appreciate it. This has been the Bryce Boudreaux Show because my name is Bryce Boudreaux, and this is my show. This is the Bryce Boudreaux Show. Good night, everybody.